happy and healthy before ever being there. Caregiver is using them for money, forced to dress in opposite gendered clothing, forced to eat rotten food, patches of hair missing, black eyes, bruises, cigarette burns, hospitalized for a head injury, ankles and legs tied up, kept in an enclosed space for a long time, continued to show love and care to abuser, was the scapegoat of all the children. Caregiver had a prior history of abuse, allegations of SA. Over 60 complaints and reports were filed and looked into by authorities, mimicked adult behaviors. If you thought I was talking about the shelter in Totu, you're wrong. I was talking about Gabriel Fernandez. I was reading directly from his case. These are textbook abuse signs. Gabriel would have turned 18 this year, however, he never made it past age 8. Gabriel only lived with his mother and her boyfriend for 8 months before he was hospitalized for a brain injury from severe torture that had went on for months. He was kept in a closet, cigarettes were put out, they rubbed his hair, did horrible things I can't say. There's allegations of SA. He was a scapegoat out of all the children. Pearl had a prior history with her other children, locked him in a closet, forced him to dress in girl clothes and play with dolls, and Gabriel loved her the whole time. He made a love letter to her in his school a couple weeks before he passed. All he cared about was getting his mother's love. Over 60 police reports or CPS reports were filed and looked into by authorities, by people like his teacher, the security guard at a welfare office. Everybody in the entire school he went to knew what was happening. Stephanie Rodriguez was the social worker assigned to his case. She was a very young, new, unqualified, didn't have any experience in social work. She went to interview Gabriel, interviewed him with the mom, neglected to look into her past and how she had prior abuse cases. The huge open sores on his mouth she determined to be chapped lips. She believed the mother that he had just tripped and fell while playing with siblings. She was more concerned about his behavioral problems, which is why when she saw Pearl spank really hard, she thought it was justifiable. I'm never going to apologize for speaking up for the Gabriels and the Totus of the world, because they're just representations of the millions of kids going through this right now who have no one, because usually it's not posted online and no one even sees them. It's my duty as a human being and as a mother and as a former child abuse victim to see something and say something. If Gabriel just had one person in his life who was loud enough, he would still be here.